Hello and welcome to Yoga Meal. My name is Corey, and this little series is just meant to be an early morning yoga experience that's going to help you get your day started on the right foot. We're going to be working on some basic postural corrections that are mostly the result of us sitting too much. So, enough of the talk, let's get started. Oh, one more thing. Blocks are optional for this course, but I do recommend them, especially if you're a beginner. I've been doing yoga for around 5 years, and I definitely still need the blocks to get into some poses. But the first pose that I want you to get into is called broken toe. And you literally just sit back on your toes, and you let the backs of your feet stretch. Now in this pose, it's important to keep your heels pressed together and to keep that arch in your spine. And just allow your neck and your shoulders to loosen. If you are a beginner like me, you have super tight feet, what I want you to do is I want you to take your blocks either on the lowest dimension or the second highest dimension, and I want you to put them under your knees, like so, and that'll give you a little extra support. And the main thing here is you don't want to blow your back out. You want to keep that natural arch in your spine, that confident posture that we all love to see. As you let your heels sit together, I want you to take both of your arms, I want you to spread them out to let your collarbones lengthen. This is really going to get the upper chest open. And as you move your arms up and down, feel free to just toy with how your neck feels. And I'm getting really into this right now. And just move your neck in a variety of directions and just experiment with the best way to lengthen your upper chest. And for me, because I'm really tight and I do too many pull-ups, I'm actually going to feel this in my biceps, in my chest, and all the way up to my neck. And what I want you guys to focus is keeping your palms spread wide open when you do this. This will really help you get a good stretch. You don't want your palms to be closed. You want to keep your palms open. Bring your arms down and allow your neck to drift from left to right. Feel free to even make some circles here. And if your feet are burning, that is okay. Just lift your arms up to the sky. Bring the bottom of your core in and reach your arms all the way up, palms together. Just allow your side body to lengthen. Take a deep breath, and then we can finally come out of the dreaded broken toe pose and into the tabletop pose, where we're going to take a gentle series of cat-cows. So I want you to first just notice the sensation in your feet. Let them move around a little bit and just relax. Take a deep breath. And on your next inhale, I want you to allow your neck to lengthen as you arch your lower stomach down to the ground. And on your exhale, I want you to push all the air out and let your back arch in the opposite direction. So it's inhale, exhale. Inhale once more. Feel those abdominals stretch. Pause at the top. And then exhale once again. Now, we're going to take our palms. Once again, we want the thumb and the forefinger to be spread. We're going to put them out in front of us where our shoulders are. And we're going to come back, sit back into a downward facing dog. And we're just going to enjoy a few relaxing breaths here. Feel free to pedal your feet back and forth, enjoying every little stretch in your calves and in your hamstrings. And after a few moments of pedaling, what I want you to do is I want you to just rest in a normal downward dog. Just breathe in and out. Allow your neck and your shoulders to relax. Now, what I want you to do is I want your feet to be together in this position. I want your toes curled up. Push your butt back to where the ceiling and the wall meet at that corner, and then let your heels sink down into the ground. And one more breath. And when you're ready, what I want you to do is come gently down and place your left foot by your left hand. We're going to come into a kneeling lunge like so. Don't have your foot too far. Don't have it too close. But I'm going to face and turn just to show you guys how this is done. You might want to put a block under your knee like so. For me, that is really helpful. And when you're ready, what I want you to do is make sure that your hips are square. I want you to bring your stomach, your lower stomach, almost flex it inward. And then take your arms, drive them up towards the sky, look up towards your thumbs, push your heel back, and let your front leg lengthen forward to get that stretch, and let it all come together. And just breathe for a few brief moments. And just be mindful of how your body naturally contracts and relaxes inside of each pose. Now bring your arms down, maintaining a tight core. If you lose it, it's fine. You can always just be mindful and bring that core back. What I want you to do is I want you to take your hands, I want you to wrap them together like this, behind your back, push down, and we're going to open up the top of our chest. We're going to let our cervical spine, the top of our neck, reach its natural, confident posture. So just breathe in and out, and I have really tight shoulders, so what I need to do is I need to push my hands together, push them down, let my head come up, and as I sink forward into the kneeling lunge, and my head's starting to come out of the video, and I lost my train of thought, but yeah, just push your arms down and let your chest become as wide as possible. And after a few breaths, let your hands release. I like to just circle them. You might hear your shoulders crack, but then we're going to come back into a downward facing dog. Come back into the downward dog. Take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Making sure our butt is pushing back towards the wall, our heels sinking down, our feet together, our toes active and up, our palms spread. And now we are going to take our right foot, place that by our right hand, and same thing here. We want the balls of our back foot, we want them all tucked under. We don't want to be like this. We want to be like this. This is going to help us get that contraction. The key to every stretch is a pull of opposite forces. So in this case, the opposite force would be our heel pushing back and our knee coming forward. So we're going to set that up like so. Keep our hips square, suck in our lower core, and then we're going to drive our hands up towards the sky as our front knee comes forward, our back knee pushing back. We're going to reach our hands up, let our side body lengthen, and just take every little bit in. Don't be afraid to breathe. I need you to breathe. Breathe. Imagine that you're sending your breath into the tense areas of your body. And my feet are a little tighter on this side, my feet and my ankles. So I'm actually going to come back and I'm going to put that block under my knee. And I'm sorry, but we really got to hold these positions for a while because that is, in my opinion, the only way to really open up our muscles and our fascia. After a few more breaths, we're going to circle our arms down towards our back. We're going to lace our fingers together, palms down, and we're going to stretch our hands down towards our butt. We're going to lift our chin slightly up and allow our upper chest to open. I know it's a lot, but just try to relax and enjoy the pose. And don't forget, we are in a kneeling lunge here, so always make sure you are sinking into that front right knee as that back left leg contracts. And once more, bring your arms towards the sky, look up at your thumbs, circle your hands down, and take that downward dog. And I want you to come down into what's known as hero's pose. So rather than having our toes tucked under, we're going to let our toes relax. And we're just going to sit back onto the balls of our feet. I don't want you to blow out your spine. I want you to maintain that natural, primate arch in our spine. I'm just going to turn you for a second. We're just going to relax right here. Like I said, we want to bring this this lower core in, tuck it in, tuck our butt down, and sit here. That way we can lengthen our quads. And at the same time, we're just going to let our chest expand as our shoulders come back. Deep inhale. And one more deep exhale. Now, what I like to do is if you're tight, you can take a block and we're going to put it under our butt. But this time, we're going to fan our feet out. So instead of being like this, we're going to take this, we're going to put this under our butt, and this actually really hurts me, so I'm going to use two. And we're just going to sit like that. This is called hero's pose. You know what? I'm going to try to stay hard and just do one. Yeah, because I know I can do one. But what I really like to do in this position is I like to take the palm of my hand. I like to put it on I believe that's the Achilles, and just rub out my Achilles as I sit down. This will also help prevent you from slouching. And if you ever catch yourself slouching in any position in yoga, that is 100% completely normal. And part of yoga is just figuring out where you're slouching and then correcting it. But anyway, press down, move your palms back and forth, let those Achilles stretch. Now we're going to come into my favorite position so far, my least favorite, depending on what day it is, the 8-pointed Chaturanga. But before we get into the 8-pointed Chaturanga, my neighbor's dog, I want you to warm up. So we're going to reach our hands up towards the sky, and we're going to draw them down towards our ribs. And I'm really tight. I did chest yesterday, so I actually can already feel a stretch. We're going to do it a couple times. Just one. Inhale as you bring them up. Exhale, bring them down. So what I want you to do is right here, your elbow shouldn't be out. We want to tuck the elbow in, and we want to let our palms spread. So tuck your elbows in, shoulders back, and just allow your chest to lengthen. And remember what this feels like right now, because we're going to do this on the ground. Ready? So I have to rotate, but you can assume a downward dog, and it's almost like you're going to do a push-up. So we want our hand to be back by what's called our 10th rib. So we're going to come into the downward dog. We come down as far as possible. We're going to plant our chin gently on the ground. We're going to bring our hands back to where it's almost unbearable, but still quite bearable. We're going to tuck our elbows in towards our body. We're going to let our toes curl underneath. Our knees should be on the ground. And then we're going to, once again, bring that lower stomach in as we let our butt reach towards the sky like we are in a sorority Instagram post. So, it's very important that in this position, your thumbs and your forefinger are spreading. And just push your palms into the ground as your elbows reach back and just pull your chest forward. You're going to feel this in your chest, your shoulders, and your upper neck. And please, just breathe in this position. I promise you it will be worth it. Make sure we maintain that arch in our lower back. Tuck your toes underneath, knees planted on the ground. And just breathe. And you might fall asleep here, but I'm still with you. This is just a pose that we have to hold for a while. And I don't want to be that annoying guy that talks too much. So I'm just going to guide you gently into the position and occasionally remind you what to fix. But just breathe. Make sure those elbows are tucked in. We are going to strain our legs out, come into Cobra. The chest comes up. We're going to do a Hindu push-up. And we're going to come back down into an active toe child's pose. We're going to take a few breaths and just allow ourselves to relax. Now, I like to keep the toes active in child's pose, but feel free to let your toes to sit back on the tops of your feet as well. Either way. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to take both of our blocks if we have them. I want you to take your forearm and place it on the end of the block like so. And then sit back into the child's pose. This will really open up your lats. Maintain that tight lower core and sink your butt back towards your heels. And I'm actually going to try to untuck my toes and sit back a little deeper. And deeper still. As I inhale and gently exhale. Okay, we're going to come out of that now. And okay, we are going to come into a hip opener series. And I need to see myself for this demonstration. My laptop just froze. You know what? I'll just leave it. Actually, let me unlock my laptop. This is so embarrassing. This is clearly my first online yoga video. There we go. Okay, we're still recording and we're at 20 minutes. Holy crap. But we're gonna... I really recommend the blocks for this. Because when we don't use the blocks, our back blows out. But when we use the blocks, it just helps maintain this lower arch in our back. So what I want you guys to do is get some of these. Or you can use some books. But anyway, get your blocks. What I want you to do is I want you to sit on each of your blocks. And then we're going to just take a little butterfly pose. And the important part here, I don't even know if you can see, but what I'm talking about before is bringing, it's not flexing your lower stomach. I mean, it kind of is, but you're taking your sacrum and you're pulling it down by pulling in your lower stomach and getting that active posture. Now for this butterfly pose, what I want you to do is I want you to bring your feet as close as possible. I want you to sit upright. I want your elbows to gently relax onto your knees as you sit straight up. We're just going to breathe here for a couple of seconds. Deep inhale and a gentle exhale. Just breathe in and breathe out. Let your neck turn. That 8-point Chaturanga probably feels great. And what I noticed about the 8-point Chaturanga a lot is after I stretch my shoulders, this right here, these muscles, they're actually looser. So 8-point Chaturanga somehow stretches my hands. It's just a miracle of a pose. But anyway, what I want you to do, I want you to take your left leg, bring it in, bring this right leg across, and take the glute stretch. I forget what it's called. And what I like to do is I like to cross this left elbow across my knee and then turn. I usually get some pops in the lower vertebrae. And when you're ready, we will take that on the other side. So bring this right heel towards your left behind cheek. Bring the left leg up over your right knee. Plant the foot on the ground. Sit back on that left leg. Take your left hand, reach it behind your left butt cheek. Take your right elbow, cross it over the left knee, and then gently turn and look over your left shoulder. And just breathe. In and out. Make sure, once again, that you're not blowing that lower back out. Make sure you're maintaining that natural, confident paleo posture as you turn towards the left. Alrighty. We're going to come out of that, and we're just going to naturally sit into this modified half Lotus. So before our leg was like this, we can just allow our leg to sink, and I don't want you to push on your knee down. I want you to just rest here. And you can, move your foot back and forth. But I like to do this. I like to bring my hands above my head, elbows across the knee. I like to come down into a gentle fold. You're really going to feel this in your lower back. So breathe into that lower back. And breathe out. Just allow yourself to sink deeper into the pose. Now, what I would like you to do, I want you to sit back up. I want you to take your left hand. I want you to reach it out towards your left. I want you to take your head, the top of your head, point it in the opposite direction. And just feel that stretch all along the side of your neck and up into your shoulders and your chest. And feel free to move your neck and your hand in a variety of directions. And once you hit that sweet spot like I just did, just hold it and enjoy it. And now we're going to switch towards the other side. Boom. Take our left leg towards our right behind. We're going to cross it over as if we were going to take that glute stretch, but then we're just going to fold over. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but for me, my hips are a little shifted. And on this right side, my knee actually pops up a little more, but that's completely fine. I'm just going to sit into the stretch. I'm going to notice the natural unevenness in my body. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to take my hands up towards the sky. I'm going to bring them down, my elbows in front of my leg. I'm going to relax this front foot. I'm going to take a gentle forward fold. And what I'd like you to do is I would like you to breathe through your back. So puff your lungs up and send all the oxygen into your lower back. And just allow your head and your upper body, as if it were a rag doll, to just sink as low as possible. Not using any effort at all. Just allow gravity to take you into this wonderful, wonderful pose. And then, when you are ready, sit back up, and what I want you to do is take your right arm this time, bring your hands toward the ground, thumb and forefingers spreading, and I can already feel the stretch. And then I'm going to take the top of my head, move it towards the opposite side. I'm just going to gently do a little half circles with my neck and my head to open up my chest. And if you're ready, you can gently move your arms and your head in a variety of circular motions, allowing your upper body to open and assume its natural posture. Right now I can feel this in my bicep. It doesn't really make sense to me why I feel it here, but I'm just going to enjoy it. And allow your jaw to relax. And when you're ready, you can uncross your leg from the lotus. You can cross your legs, crisscross applesauce. And this video is going to end, but what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just sit here with your eyes closed for the next 5 minutes. And you know what? Why would I? I'll just do a guided meditation with you. Why not? So close your eyes, begin to sit crisscross applesauce, and just begin to focus on your breath. How does your body feel after that transformative yoga session? Notice, where you're feeling loose, where you're feeling open. If there's any leftover tension, just acknowledge that within your mind's eye as you breathe in and out. Feel the air come in through your nose and travel down towards the base of your lungs. Notice what it feels like to have your chest gently expand and contract. And if your mind begins to wander, just bring your attention back towards your breath. And further, allow your body to relax and assume its most confident posture. And if you're feeling fidgety, just notice what fidgety feels like. Ask yourself, where does this fidgetiness come from? And before you know it, that fidgetiness will be out of your mind, and you can just gently wave goodbye to it. Okay, that is it for this first yoga and guided meditation. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.